Okay, so today I want to talk to you about what brain fog is, what causes brain fog, and how you can treat it. Because living with celiac disease, the first thing that we blame brain fog on is generally gluten. So if you have ever suffered from brain fog, you would know how exhausting it is to have brain fog. And for me, gluten is such a trigger for me for getting brain fog, but over the years, I've also noticed that other things cause brain fog. So I guess the main reason that I wanted to share this with you today on today's episode is so that you don't just always automatically blame gluten. And if you find that you're getting brain fog ongoing, that you delve a little bit deeper and you look at what some other causes might be for you for getting brain fog. Welcome to the Healthy Celiac Show. I'm your host, Belinda Whelan from belindawhelan.com, and here you will learn to live your very best life with celiac disease. So we are going to be talking all about health-related topics because you, my friend, are more than just a woman with celiac disease. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss an episode, and welcome to the show. Okay, so let's start with what is brain fog. So if you've had brain fog, you would know how much it affects you. So basically, brain fog is not an actual medical condition. It's not a medical condition of its own. It's actually a symptom of something else. So something else is causing it, and it's basically a symptom of whatever that thing is that's caused it. Now, brain fog causes memory problems, it causes an inability to concentrate, it can cause a fogginess, and it's just quite debilitating. If you are, you're trying to work or you're trying to study at school, it can be really hard just to get through your day-to-day life. I know for me, when I've had brain fog in the past, I find it really hard to basically be present and to be there for my kids and my family. So if you're struggling with brain fog ongoing, I totally get it. I totally feel for you. And that's why I want to help you get to the bottom of what is causing it for you today. Now, there are a number of reasons that can cause brain fog, and we're going to jump into those. And one of the best things that I would say to you if you are finding that it comes and goes would be to track what you're eating. Track what your daily food is for a little bit and just see if that triggers anything for you. I do have a daily health tracker which you can find on Amazon, so I do recommend grabbing one of those. They're very inexpensive, but they are so eye-opening. I had one lady reach out to me recently that had used it for 2 days, and within 2 days she could see some of the problems in her food intake which was causing her problems. So definitely grab one of those if this is a problem for you and give it a go. All right, so what causes brain fog? So stress is a really, really big problem for brain fog. So if you have such high pressure stress in your life, that can actually cause brain fog. An inability of getting enough sleep is another one. So, you have a rough night's sleep and you wake up the next day and you've got this grogginess and this fogginess going on in your head. It can simply be from that. Another one is hormonal changes. So depending on what stage of life you're in, hormonal changes can do that to you as well and cause that upset. So something to look into. Diet is a big one. Absolutely. We know that when we have gluten, for many of us, it causes brain fog. For me, having a lack of iron in my diet, that was a big part of what was going on for me as well. So that was causing me brain fog. So again, this is another reason why I highly recommend people get an annual blood test done. Go and get an annual checkup with your doctor so that you can get on top of these things and they don't go on for such a long period of time. If we get an annual blood test, we can keep an eye on these things. Another cause can be medications and even supplements. So let's just say you've got another type of health issue and your doctor has recommended that you take a certain medication or a certain supplement, and you've started to notice that, yes, that problem has eased, but you've noticed you've got brain fog. It could be a side effect to that medication. So It could be working with your doctor and finding if there's a way that you can ease off that medication, or whether you can change to a different brand or a different product. So obviously that's not something I can help you with. You need to work very, very closely with your doctor on that one. And then we move on to other medical conditions. So obviously celiac disease, top of my list. It's always going to be the first thing that I think of when people say brain fog. So if you've already got a celiac diagnosis, you know that you will probably get a lot of side effects from celiac disease. So yeah, gluten obviously being a main factor there. The next one I've got is anemia. So if you're struggling with iron deficiency, it absolutely can cause brain fog. I was anemic earlier this year, and yeah, the brain fog and just the ongoing, just feeling like rubbish day after day. And if you've listened to my episode about anemia, you'll know what I discussed. But if not, just very briefly, I just put it down to a lack of sleep due to my wonderful children who love to wake me up multiple times a night. But yeah, I basically blamed all this drowsiness and all this brain fogginess on lack of sleep, but it wasn't. It was the fact that I was anemic, and it got picked up at my annual blood test. So again, that's where that annual blood test plays a big part. Diabetes is another one. So if you've got undiagnosed diabetes, or you're not keeping on top of your diabetes, that can be another thing that can cause that horrible grogginess, fogginess, the brain fog. Depression is another one. So you might have heard me talk in the past where I had postnatal depression. I felt like I had brain fog that entire time until I started on medication. It was just this cloud, and it was as if once I took that medication, that fogginess and that cloud had just been lifted and it was gone. So it could be that. So have a look at your mental health and see how things are with that as well, because yeah, depression can play a very big part on your brain, obviously, because it all ties in. So yeah, it's worth looking at if that's something you feel might be causing you issues. Now, migraines, if you suffer from migraines, again, it's that whole brain, the pain. And obviously if you get that, then you know that the brain fog is part of it and ties in with that and can linger after a migraine has even gone. So that could be something for you. Alzheimer's is another one that can cause it. So yeah, that's probably a bit of a trickier one to delve into depending on what stage of life you are at, but it could be someone in your life that is struggling from that as well. So that's something to think about. Hypothyroidism is another one that can cause brain fog. So, again, going and having your annual blood test and making sure that that's being picked up on, because that's very important to keep on top of as well. And a very, very simple one is dehydration. If you have ever let yourself get dehydrated, you will know that brain fog hits very hard. And the only thing that helps is just drinking water and getting rid of it. And this is why I highly recommend that everyone drinks a lot of water every single day. I've done an entire episode just on water, the importance of water and what it does for your body. But your brain absolutely needs water. So that's a really simple one that you can change very, very quickly if you're struggling from dehydration. And then the last one that I've got for you is COVID. So many people are reporting that they have had long COVID, which basically means they've got COVID and then afterwards they've had this long COVID. So this lingering symptoms after being sick, and brain fog is one of those symptoms that people are reporting. So if you've had COVID and you can kind of see that it was after that it's lingered, it could be from that as well. So yeah, just something to be aware of. Now, when we look at how we treat brain fog, it can be a little bit interesting about how to go about it. So the first things that I would recommend that you start to look at is your mental health, your diet, how much exercise you're getting in your life, and then your medicine and your supplements. So seeing if there's a correlation with any of those. And then from there, you need to go see your doctor, okay? If you cannot work it out from those main areas, you need to go talk to your doctor and you need to discuss any other symptoms, because it can be, I guess, very supportive for your doctor if you not only share that, yes, you've got brain fog, but as we've talked about in everything we've just discussed there, that's a lot to look at. So if you went in and you said, yep, I've got brain fog, and that's all you gave your doctor, it could be very hard to pinpoint. Whereas if you went in and said, yeah, I've got brain fog, I've got body aches, I've got this, I've got that, it might be a little bit easier for your doctor to kind of pinpoint that to one area and do some testing for that. Now, once your doctor has got a key idea of what it might be, they should order some blood work for you. So there's a number of things that they can find in your blood, anemia being one of them. That's very easy to pinpoint. They can test for hypothyroidism rather. They can look at your liver, they can look at your kidney, they can test your glucose levels. Not sure if I said that one already. They can also check for any nutritional deficiencies that you might be struggling with, any infections, or any other inflammatory diseases. So that would be the best thing to do is, first of all, look at your mental health, your diet, your physical activity, your medicine and your supplementation, see if there's any correlations with those, track it in a health tracker, write everything down. I know it sounds like a lot, but it can honestly be a game changer for your health to really look at what's going on, and rather than just being, ignorant or pretending that it's going to get better, do something about it, because you truly can change the way that you feel by getting rid of brain fog. So once you've figured that out, that's when we then go to the doctor. This can be done all at the same time, figuring out those things, going to your doctor, and then getting tested with the blood work for those other conditions that we talked about. And then from there, it can be a massive game changer, because as you know, living a life with brain fog constantly is exhausting if you've suffered from it. You know that it's hard work. You know that it causes irritability, and it's hard to be your happy, normal self when you feel that way. So I highly recommend that you delve into this deeper if you are struggling with brain fog, even if it's just sporadically here and there and you can't pinpoint it to gluten. It could be something else. Some people even suffer from, so when I said about diet, it can even be from consuming dairy. So there's lots of different things, but when you write down what you're eating, what you're doing, you can start to see a correlation if it's not from those other medical conditions that we talked about. So I hope that helps you. I hope that inspires you to make a change with your health and look after your body, because it's super important. And we want you to be feeling your best, because we know what it's like to feel better. And for me, I would not want to go back to any of those times when I had brain fog. So I hope this has helped you. I hope it's inspired you. Thank you so much for checking out this episode, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Have a great week. Take care. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, head to belindawhelan.com to get yourself a free copy of my exclusive ebook, 11 Mistakes People Make Going Gluten-Free Living with Celiac Disease.